Now at 4, a 6th police officer has been disciplined in connection with the brutal beating and death of Tyree Nichols. That's right. Officer Preston Hemphill was suspended shortly after Nichols' January 7th arrest. His role in the arrest has not been made public. This comes as local lawmakers are renewing calls for police reform, specifically the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights, or LEOBOR. It's been discussed at the State House for years, but so far has never resulted in a legal change. 12 News reporter Sheena Loshudo is live in Providence, where a vigil for Nichols is set to take place in about 2 hours. Sheena.
Well, reaction is pouring in from all across our area. Local police chiefs are calling what they saw in that video disgusting, and there is a vigil scheduled tonight at 6 o'clock at the State House. That's being organized by Black Lives Matter Rhode Island Political Action Committee. Meanwhile, other advocates continue calling for change.
If what happened in Memphis happened here in the state of Rhode Island, those officers would be protected through the current existing LEOBOR law that we have in place.
State Representative David Morales says he personally supports repealing the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights, which lays out the ground rules of what information can and can't be shared with the public when an officer may be involved in an incident. Police chiefs often cite it and say they can't comment on the ongoing investigation involving one of their own. This year, the lawmaker says we can expect to see a bill with LEOBOR reform in it.
I expect the bill to be introduced within the next several weeks in regards to what it looks like for LEOBOR to be reformed, so it involves more transparency and accountability anytime there's any level of misconduct between law enforcement and the public.
Bills addressing LEOBOR have been discussed at the Rhode Island State House before. Both the House Speaker and Senate President tell 12 News they support the reform of the current law. The head of the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association agrees.
From the chief's standpoint, there's a couple of pieces of LEOBOR that we really hope we can get some changes on. One of them being that we can talk about an investigation, talk about a status of an officer or officers when something does happen.
So will a LEOBOR bill be up for a full vote this year? Morales says he's hopeful with a focus on transparency and police accountability in mind.
This year is different because of the fact that we're all coming together in between the different stakeholders and advocates to put in one single piece of legislation that reflects the needs of the communities and the feedback that's been received along the way, versus previous years where multiple bills would be introduced. So that was enough of an excuse to hold the bill for further study.
Now, LEOBOR also addresses who takes part in the hearings that police officers go through if they are involved in something. And in the past, police unions have defended LEOBOR, saying it protects officers from any politically motivated punishments. For now, we're live in Providence. I'm Sheena Loshudo, 12 News.